The probe into the consumption of drugs in the Hindi film industry has thrown up more and more names. Remember yesterday, Times Now broke to you the chats where Deepika Padukone was seen clearly asking for drugs to be procured. And now the investigation by the NCB into that has also started after Times Now's expose of the WhatsApp chats with her manager Karishma, in which Deepika Padukone is asking for mal and hash. Now a photo from October 2017 at Club Coco is under the lens of the Narcotics Control Bureau. Remember, Deepika specifically mentioned Club Coco in her chats with Karishma. Times Now tried to connect with the actor.
अब ये बात सिर्फ बॉलीवुड के कुछ हिस्से का ड्रग्स में लिप्त होना ही नहीं है। पूरे देश को जो मैसेज गया वो भविष्य को भयानक नुकसान पहुंचाने वाला है। अब आप सोचिए, दीपिका पादुकोण का नाम आता हो, जिनको कई लोग अपना रोल मॉडल समझते हैं, और अगर उनका ड्रग्स लेने का मामला आ रहा है तो मैं समझता हूं अब एनसीबी की जिम्मेदारी बहुत बढ़ जाती है। और ये मानते हुए कि ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा बॉलीवुड उसमें लिप्त है, लेकिन जो भी लिप्त है उस पर कड़ी कार्रवाई हो, कानूनी कार्रवाई हो, और इन लोगों को पनिशमेंट भी होना चाहिए। ये ड्रग्स लेके खुद को तो जो नुकसान कर रहे हैं, जो भविष्य खराब कर रहे हैं, ये देश के युवाओं का भी विचार खराब करने में शामिल हो रहे हैं। और दीपिका पादुकोण जैसे लोगों का तो इसका दिखा भी है, और जो भी नाम है कहीं ना कहीं उनकी विचारधारा भी देश के विपरीत हो रही है।
मैं 2019 से चला कर कह रहा था इनके खिलाफ इनकी जांच की जाए, ये नशे से ग्रस्त हैं। आज उसी पार्टी के लोग दीपिका पादुकोण सामने आ गई। कल आप देखना रणबीर कपूर का भेद खुलेंगे, अर्जुन कपूर के भेद खुलेंगे। करण जौहर तो नशेड़ी है ही है। शाहिद कपूर जिस इस मूवी का मुख्य किरदार था वो भी नशे की उस पार्टी में मौजूद है। मैं एनसीबी से यह दरख्वास्त करता हूं, जहां नशे की जांच हो रही वहां यह भी जांच की जाए किस पर्पस से और किन लोग थे इनके पीछे जिन्होंने इस मूवी को फंडिंग किया, फाइनेंस किया।
3 people have been summoned by the Narcotics Control Bureau tomorrow, but Karishma, who's mentioned in Deepika Padukone's chats, has said that she's unwell and will join the probe only on the 25th. Siddhant Mishra is joining us live from Mumbai on that story. What exactly is going to be the course of questioning? Siddhant.
Well, that's right, Padmaja. What we have been given to understand from our sources in NCB is that tomorrow at around 2 p.m., Jaya Saha and Dhruv, who happens to be the CEO of the talent management company, have been summoned again by the NCB after first round of questioning today. Second, Madhu Mantena, owner of the talent management company, has also been summoned at around 11 p.m. Now, 3 of these people have been summoned. Karishma, who used to handle, who has been handling Deepika, has given health reasons. Her lawyers were today at NCB office, and they sought exemption from the NCB. So in all likelihood, she will appear before NCB on 25th. Now the fact here is today was the second day of questioning for Jaya Saha, first day of questioning for Dhruv, and they were confronted with the evidence, digital evidences available with the agency, the WhatsApp chats. They were asked that whether they were speaking to each other and celebrities on their own, or were there any instruction from the top management of the company. Second, tomorrow Madhu Mantena and Jaya Saha will be confronted, and this is the reason that Mantena has been called 4 hours before Jaya Saha. First round of questioning will be only with Mantena, and the second round of questioning both will be confronted. Agency wants to ascertain was it a normal culture in a company to please celebrity by providing narcotic substance or contraband
in
product?
This entire investigation, there are many names that have been thrown up. For our viewers who've not been able to keep track, quickly explain to us how we started at Rhea and we've ended up at Deepika, and why are Jaya Saha and Karishma in the middle? What's the thread that connects them all? And also Madhu Mantena.
Well, that's absolutely right, Padmaja. Very valid question because most of the viewers are getting confused. So, when Riya Chakraborty went to Enforcement Directorate for the first time, Enforcement Directorate seized her phone and the data was retrieved from her phone. Those were the deleted data which were retrieved from the phones of Riya Chakraborty and Shouvik Chakraborty. Then later, when Directorate had gone through that data, they saw several drug chats and chats regarding the contraband product. Immediately, the decision was taken to hand over this case to Narcotics Control Bureau because there were sufficient amount of drug chat to investigate the entire angle. And from there, NCB jumps into this entire investigation. Now, Jaya Saha is again the same Jaya Saha, and from her phone was also seized and her data was also recovered. So from her phone only, these chat trails have come out where she has spoken to many Bollywood celebrities, including Deepika Padukone and several other B-Town celebs also. So those chat trails, relying on those chat trails, the NCB has prepared a dossier also, and they have started summoning these B-Town celebs.
All right.
Back
And
to you.
also it's one talent management company that ties all of it together, which is why the gentleman who heads that company has also been called in for questioning. And like Siddhant said, the question being investigated now was that did the company also cater to other celebrity clients, to the demands of other celebrity clients? Siddhant, for now, clarifying on that, thanks very much for joining us. Let me take that question across to our panel who's joining us now. And the question is very simple. Tuhin Sinha of the BJP, Payal Rohatgi actor, activist Rahul Ishwar, and let me start by asking you, Shilpi Jain, since you're a lawyer, ask you that question. It was a very simple thing that was said earlier, that Bollywood needs a cleanup. It's a problem that some people are indulging in drugs, so there should be a cleanup. Those people were shamed as being, जिसको कहते हैं कि जिस थाली में खाते हैं उसी में छेद किया. Was that so unreasonable, given the number of names that are now popping up?
Go after those who are having the drugs. I think drug is a charge which is worse than murder because drug is like slow poisoning. But a drug charge attracts very stringent punishment. And hence, the law requires the evidence also of a very high standard. At present, the evidence being discussed by the media, WhatsApp chats on somebody else's phone, is, according to me as a lawyer, very flimsy and not at all a good enough ground to get into a smear campaign, mudslinging, witch hunting. Everybody in Bollywood who happened to be present at some party may have nothing to do with drugs.
I don't think anyone here is insinuating that everyone in Bollywood is consuming drugs. There is no smear campaign, there is no witch hunt. There are chats where individuals are mentioned, which is why staying away from innuendo and insinuation, we are simply saying, hello, here are these chats, the people are named and now they are being questioned. The simple thing I'm asking is that when somebody from inside, when Ravi Kishan, who's been a member of the film industry, stands up and says, I think we should investigate whether there is a rampant drug culture, why should he be shamed as someone who's ungrateful?
Okay. Now see what happens. It's not just one channel, it's not just one person. Every house gets started with discussing and the chain becomes endless. So that is what it sets into motion, a very dangerous trend when the pace of investigation outside the investigation agencies is much faster than what is happening in the investigation agencies, particularly in a drug case. The law stipulates many layers before you can call a person even a suspect. There is section 50, there are very strong mathematical requirements of search, seizure, recovery, statements. There are layers and layers of safeguards. Now these are all lost when you discuss law and that too a drug law outside courtrooms or outside investigation agencies. You keep the pace with the investigation agencies. Like someone just now before the panelists were called in said at some party so many names other than the people who are in chat were named by somebody right now at this channel and saying all of them are going to be exposed with drug links. Now this is what happens. It sets into motion a very dangerous trends. It just spreads like fire.
Okay,
Everybody gossips,
you
and
set
when
a
there is
dangerous
gossip,
precedent.
there is a lot of half-truth and half-baked.
So, ma'am, I can only speak for myself. I don't think that anything that's been said over here in terms of taking names has been half-truth. When even Deepika Padukone's name was taken, it's only after her chats in black and white were available with us. Tuhin Sinha.
Padmaja, first of all, I don't think that it is the NCB which is holding press conferences daily. So we are certainly not setting a bad precedent. It is work in progress. And I sincerely believe that the findings as of now are just the tip of the iceberg. And so there is no point in discussing the legality of what has been found out as of today. Because I'm sure there is a long process ahead and the people who have been named in these chats have not even been investigated. But the sad part for me is that, a vast chunk of the population looks at these celebrities as role models. And when they realize that, the carefully designed PR strategies against depression or becoming a brand ambassador for, against depression could, when somebody becomes a brand ambassador against depression, is that depression in the first place induced as a result of drug abuse? If that is the case, it's a very ironical and sad situation for the country.
But how do you know that? Just to discount everything that she's done seems a bit uncharitable. You can't just dismiss, the foundation that she set up, the work she's done, just because presumably in 2017 she was also asking for drugs. That seems a bit of a far-fetched conclusion, no?
I'm making a larger point over here. I'm not discussing anything that she has achieved. I'm saying if you really have to go by these by the information that we have as of now, and I sincerely believe that the information is wrong eventually, but if this is right, it's setting a very bad precedent.
Rahul Ishwar.
I mean, these actors are fitness ambassadors. If we get to
and
know
they're
that
all
at the end of the day,
they're all icons. I mean, they're some of the most popular, most famous stars. People look up to them. They hang on to their every word, Rahul Ishwar.
I hope the information is wrong, but if it is true, it's a very scary situation.
Rahul Ishwar.
Padmajaji, two quick points. One, September 16th, Times Now reported Mr. G. Krishan Reddy saying, right now there is no actionable inputs that reveal drugs and film industry nexus. Please remember, he's a very responsible and a very respected minister in the industry. So the humble request is, let us not blow things out of proportion. There should be a proportion in which we should see things, and there should be an understanding of what it is. And also remember, right now there is an allegation that everybody is for a war on drugs. At the same point of time, there is an allegation against Deepika. There was an
wait for some time, Payal Rohatgi. Don't jump the gun.
There was an admission by Kangana Ranaut on March 20th that saying that she was a drug addict.
Okay, Payal Rohatgi.
Okay, I just want to say to everybody on this panel here, no one is taking anybody's side. We are just trying to get to facts because Sushant Singh Rajput's death opened a Pandora's box. Deepika Padukone for 8 to 9 days dismissed his death as just a depression storyboard. She just sold depression storyboard because she's running a foundation that works for depressed people. But she never talked about Sushant Singh Rajput's death. Sushant Singh Rajput, even if he had depression, depression is a side effect of drug abuse. Now, Deepika's name has cropped up because of the chats being revealed by Jaya Saha's phone, because Ria's phone was confiscated and everything came tumbling out. The fact is that these people are icons. Yes, they are A-grade, A-listers, and they do fitness ads. They inspire.
So what do you want them to do? You want them to apologize?
We at least come out clean. Kangana has at least said that she used to consume drugs few years back, and
Shilpi
people want to kind of, take her to the gallows. Then fine. If you want to investigate her past, then Deepika Padukone, being the so-called icon, should also talk about this so-called weed use in 2017.
Okay, Shilpi Jain, taking a moral high ground and everything else, and yet having skeletons in the closet doesn't square.
I think a lot of what is happening is motivated. Some people are being targeted because of XYZ. Now, as far as the legal evidence is concerned,
the chats are not fake. Ma'am, the chats are not fabricated.
Yeah. But I think the media, just allow me to speak. The media is jumping the gun.
Okay, ma'am,
there is a forensic evidence.
Let's not shoot the messenger. First of all, I don't understand this argument of it being motivated. Motivated how? How is it motivated? Somebody has infiltrated her phone, gone inside, planted messages, come out to discredit her.
If the chat
now,
fake. Put a defamation
Now-
case
now,
if the chats
just-
are fake. Put a defamation case.
May I complete? I don't know who is this lady who's intervening.
It's Payal Rohatgi.
It's Payal Rohatgi,
Now,
ma'am.
just
People know
one
me.
moment.
I don't know you.
That's Shilpi Jain.
Okay.
Please, let's be respectful to each other. Yes, Shilpi Jain, that's Payal Rohatgi. Go on, Shilpi Jain.
I don't know who knows you well. I don't. Now
I
allow
don't
me
know
to
you too.
complete.
Okay, please,
Yes,
ladies.
I
I'll
don't
take
know
just
you.
a moment, and
Okay,
I'm
I've
speaking
introduced
here.
you to each other. Now, can we please have some civility? Shilpi Jain, go on. Make your point.
To me. Okay? Just because you want to target the media, you have no right to insult me. You are a panelist, I am a
Are
panelist.
you done?
Simple as that.
Go on, Shilpi Jain.
I wasn't even talking about you, for heaven's sake. Let me just allow me a moment, ma'am. Now, what I was discussing was purely the law, and the law requires that when there are chats found on somebody else's phone with regard to somebody else, then the person has to be called forward to explain, to clarify. If it is merely that without any corroboration, it absolutely holds no ground in law. The phones of celebrities could be lying anywhere and they are open to misuse, and likewise their SIM cards may be. Now those are various angles which the investigation agencies will investigate, and it is their domain. When we start discussing these things in houses, we keep the law aside, we keep the safeguards which the act stipulates aside, and we get into a kind of house investigation. It's an in-house. Everybody in the
Ma'am,
house,
with due
in every
respect,
house
everyone who
becomes an
said that we've got
investigative officer,
concerns
which is-
about drug use in Bollywood, they were also summarily dismissed. And of all places inside Parliament, where they were told कि ये जो आप बोल रहे हैं उस थाली में छेद कर रहे हैं जिसमें आप खाते हैं. That was also passing a judgment without even examining whether the allegations, whether the request of a Bollywood cleanup was justified or not. Didn't that seem too hasty to you at that time?
No, but I think there was a larger point there, that let's not paint the entire industry, let's not refer to it as the Bollywood industry under some kind of a shadow. That is, I think, where the objection is of most people, and also of anybody who is looking at it objectively and from a distance. There may be
Okay.
few, like there are in every field. I think even in the media, even
is
amongst
nobody-
lawyers, there will be very many people who may be doing all kinds of things. Now, having said that,
Well, and if
let's
somebody
get
points it
cracking
out,
on
you
the
cannot
people
be
on whom
silenced
there
by
is a
telling you that you're being
substantive
completely
evidence.
ungrateful or unfaithful to your profession. That was the point that was being made. And now with these names emerging, exactly what Ravi Kishan was saying at that point, exactly what people like Jayaprada were also pointing out, seems to be proven right. I'm taking a very quick break. I'll get Tuhin Sinha to respond on the other side. Welcome back. We're talking about the drug chats that now seem to have exploded. More and more big names coming out. Will those who said that Bollywood is unnecessarily being targeted and defamed now speak up on the rot that is being exposed? Tuhin Sinha, the allegation is that this is an ongoing process, and it seems that it's only being done. These names are being brought up because, let's face it, they were anti-government, they were anti-establishment. Because suddenly film industry found a voice and decided to speak out against the government.
Let me categorically state it over here that nobody is trying to paint the entire industry as corrupt or addicted to drugs. In fact, it is the guilt of the apologists which makes them, believe that way. Or do you have the NCB or do you have the ED making any official statement or releasing any official information about what's happening? I think it is media channels like you who have been hyperactive, who have been extremely watchful of what is happening, and they have been revealing these selected information. So it is not the government or a political party which is into this.
Rahul
But yes,
Ishwar.
as a political party, let me 10 seconds. As a political support party, we support the cleanup because it is good for the future. It is in the interest of the future of the industry. Those who are role models should come clean on these issues. And I'm sure a large majority of the industry do support the cleanup.
And surely so would you, Rahul Ishwar. To
Absolutely.
attribute political motive is a bit far-fetched.
I mean, let us be very honest about this. There are right now two spectrums who are fighting out, who are on a full-blown political war. Let us be mindful of what is happening, and let us be mindful of people on both sides, because both are very respected people who have their own divergence of opinion. The only humble question is, it should not be selective. When you are going to cleanse, it should
It
be
is
a
not
thorough
selective,
cleansing, and there should
Rahul
not be
Ishwar. It is
selectivity.
your guilt which makes you think it is selective.
For example, sir, one question. Will Kangana be called? Kangana has openly admitted in the March 20th, just one submission. March 20, 2020, Kangana so openly said she used to consume drugs.
I have a question to you. You're coming to your point. I have a question to you.
Will TV question?
You have been
Kangana
such a
openly
relentless.
admitted that she was a drug user and not a drug
I have a question to you.
There is an allegation against Deepika.
For truth.
Rahul Ishwar, I'll make this easier for you. I'll make this easier for you. Your fears about selectivity of selectivism won't come true because Kangana is being investigated. The Home Minister of Maharashtra, no less, has said that she is going to be investigated. So let's lay that to rest over there. And yes, everyone should be. Everyone who is under suspicion, everyone who is shown linkages should be investigated. There's no doubt about that. Let's leave it at that. Thank you very much, both gentlemen, Shilpi Jain, for having joined me. Quick break.